Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review impressions of a knife I've had in my collection for a bit. It's a big one. It has been a long time the Grail of Grails in my collection. So yeah, let's take a look at this. This is the Skiff Made Blades Fugitive. Alright, I'm reviewing the Skiff Made Blades Fugitive. This is made by Steve Skiff. His father is the knife designer, and then Steve Skiff Jr., who does a lot of the Skiff Caged Bearings. He does a lot of milling, the CNC stuff, and he started his Skiff Caged Bearings work when he was making the cage bearings for his dad's knives. So this is the Fugitive. The designer is Steve Skiff Sr. The maker is Skiff Knives, which is Steve Skiff Sr. and Steve Skiff Jr., I believe. At least that's how I've heard them referred to. Hopefully I'm not wrong, so forgive me if I'm wrong, Steve and Steve. Obviously we know the designer, we know the manufacturer, and we know the knife named Fugitive. This is a Grail. This is absolutely a Grail. It's one I've wanted for a long time, and then I was able to get a hold of one, and relatively decent price in the secondary. It's really hard to find, and I kept missing every one of the drops because I'm usually working so busy. It's hard for me to get a hold of some of these drops, and just it bums me out. I miss so many things because of that, and so I'm always excited when I am able to catch something. And then some of my subscribers and channel members have been so kind. They were the ones that told me about this knife, and I was able to buy it. So I was super excited. It's one of my BladeBinge purchases. So BladeBinge, if you haven't wondered, is what can you find on BladeBinge? You can find some crazy, great stuff. Really neat knife. All right, so let's talk about the materials. This is titanium. This is very polished titanium, titanium scales, titanium frame lock. It is titanium deep pocket carry clip. The clip works really well. Titanium backspacer, all beautifully polished, and you can say this is all titanium. There's no magnetic except for the blade itself, because the blade itself is S45VN blade steel, I believe. I don't know if the markings on it. It says Skiff there, but that's about it. That's about the only markings you're going to see, if I'm not mistaken. Don't think it's anywhere else. No, I think that's it. But in the box, the certificate of authenticity, it does say that. So, and this is a hollow grind. Beautiful hollow grind. I don't know if you can see that. Can we get the hollow grind, the angle in there? But it's definitely a hollow grind. Comes a beautiful, nice, thin, slicey blade. It has beautiful swedge on top. Ironically, good grip. I have large hands with big, meaty fingers. You got a nice little curve. Comes in there. Extra room, but it has a full finger choil. Works really outstanding. So extra large, double extra large hand, maybe even triple extra large hands with big, meaty fingers. Easy grip on here. There's no jimping up here, but that's okay. This is kind of a high-end knife. You know, you're not going to be out there. I don't think you're going to be doing crazy stuff with it. You could. I absolutely think this would be a really great hard-use knife. I have no question that it would be. The frame lock works really nicely. You wonder, is there enough room in here? There absolutely is. Beautiful chamfering, nice and radiused in there, easy access, and it does work. It's not uncomfortable. You can get to it. Easy to disengage the lock, and boy, the action. You know, I always talk about how smooth Skiffs makes something. This is when you have a Skiff knife with Skiffs, it's skiffity. I mean, this is a skiffity, skiffity, Skiff knife. And if Steve has watched this, I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of your name in any way. I'm absolutely honoring your name because, I mean, you know, this is a Skiff knife that's beautiful with Skiffs that make it beautiful, with embellishes everything. It's just nice. It's just nice. I mean, handling this, it's starting to move up to my Grail of Grail knives. I had a brown knives I got recently. It's gorgeous. Love it. I'll handle it and I'll kind of move up. I think these two knives are neck and neck right now. My two favorite knives in my collection. But this is definitely one of those absolutely beautiful ones. I love the action on this. It's just perfect. The milling is just outstanding. We'll take a close look up here in a second, but we got this beautiful bronze anodized hardware on the clip. Now he does a beautiful blue one that everyone seems to love, and I think it's nice. It is nice, but I tell you what, this is my favorite. This bronze anodized, I dig it. I really, really dig it. The second most favorite would have been just plain, and then I might have gone for the blue. But either I would have this bronze here or the plain. That would be about it for me. But I really dig this right here. Beautifully centered. Action is fantastic. Lock bar, steel bar insert over travel stop. Now you're not going to see. I don't think there's an over travel stop. The reason why there's not an over travel stop is because this right here, the collar, this pivot collar, acts as the over travel stop right there. And I think that's really stinking cool, right? So there's no need for it. But there is a steel bar insert in there, so it does. You don't have to worry about carbonization so that, you know, the titanium on steel doesn't stick, which is really nice. Everything about this knife is tuned so beautifully. It just flips really well. It's a flipper only, which I thought I would have a problem with. No. And this is similar to what my Herman Sting had as a flipper, but it works. It doesn't have that really sharp front tip that like the Herman Sting had. And for some reason, I can go up here, get my finger, and it works just nicely. Just listen to that. Beautiful pop. Just explodes out just nicely. I believe the center's right there. So feels very balanced when you hold it in hand like that. Doesn't feel super heavy, and it works. It works, and definitely works for choking up. I like that. Again, this is kind of a higher end knife, so I don't know if you're going to be doing a lot of heavy stuff. I do carry it around, open boxes. I open cases of water, dog food, cat food, maybe fertilizer, probably not, honestly. Probably use my 80-20.5 for that, which is kind of like my work knife. But I would say, yeah, I mean, definitely open boxes, cases of water, you know, letters, envelopes, things like that for sure. Cut strings for sure. But yeah, so this is definitely really nice. Even this is polished in the back spacer. You can look on the inside, the milling. There's some nice weight relief in there. Here's the lock bar. It's not, and you can see all the details are right in there. And look at this right here. This beautiful cutout, nicely done. And one thing I really like with this long lock bar, I can easily come in here. If this was a flicker, I could do that, but you have no problem, you know, worrying about your hand getting on there. So that's nice. And it's definitely going to hold it in place. And I don't know if you can see that. It's flattened underneath there, which is a nice touch. Rounded here, no sharp edges anywhere. And even when I engage that, there's no sharp edge right over here. Typically, you would get a really sharp edge in the burr. Nothing. Just really nice attention to details. And these aren't just rounded. I mean, chamfered, they're rounded. Comfortable. All right, so where's the clutch, basically? You're clear to clutch when you're about right there. And then you can move your finger and it just closes on its own, right? So even with my big meaty fingers, I got plenty of room to get past that. And if you've got thinner fingers, you'll be definitely probably better than I am. But works really nice. Beautiful flush there. You see Steve, Skiff, kind of a old fashioned, kind of a cool looking little logo there. I like it. I dig it. Yeah, so very nice. Really do dig that a lot. There's the number in there. This particular knife is number 128, which the Fugitive, which I love. The milling is fantastic. I don't know if you can see that. Can we get that in there? Just really nice job. It's polished on the inside and the outside. I know he does some anodization work and some other things that looks stunning. I think Metal Complex has one with Timascus. Oh, beautiful. I mean, then you're getting into this range right here, right? And would I want to be in this range with a Skiff Made knife? Yes, I would. But I was able to get into this range with a Brown Knives Mini FSD. And I actually paid the actual selling cost of what Craig Brown was selling this knife for. And I was very happy to do that. I think I would be happy to do the same here. But I love this knife. I absolutely love this knife. This is just such a solid knife. And it does have a ramp. I don't know if you can see. Get that on the camera. There's a little ramp. It's a little dirty because guess what? I carry my knives. Even these guys, I do. I carry these knives. I carry this in my pocket. Yes. So I don't know if you can see that. There's a little ramp right there, which is nice. And it does just work really beautifully. You can really tell when you come in here. Let's see. You can see it right here when you clear that detent. So let's get up to the ramp. Oh, come on. Let's get up to the ramp. So we can see that. Oh, let's do it this way. See how it goes up slowly, down slowly. Not a big jump. So that's the ramp. I like that. Very cool. Like I said, this is CPM S45VN blade steel, which is a different version of the S35VN blade steel. I believe it was made, I don't know if it's Chris Reeve knives that had some hand in it, or Rick Hinder, one of those two. But it is supposed to be more, it's supposed to be tougher, more corrosion resistant, maybe not as edge retention, have a strong edge retention at S35VN, but it's supposed to be a little step up, right? It's supposed to be a little nicer. So definitely has some neat properties with it. I like everything about this knife. The size is really great. Feels really comfortable in hand. It is thin, but it's rounded. It doesn't feel cheap, though it feels light. And that's kind of a weird thing to say. I guess the closest thing I have to that thin, doesn't feel cheap, feels light, but it's not, is going to be like my Oz Machine Rosie. This one's super light, but it does not feel, it feels light and feels everything, but it doesn't feel cheap, right? It just feels really solid, has a unique feel to it. And that's what I feel like I get with here. We're in that kind of realm of magic milling, magic CNC, magic, I don't know, assembling and doing everything together. I feel like it's like, you know, Avengers assemble a cool knife, and they did. And here it is, Skiff Made Blades, the Fugitive, right? So thank you, Captain Iron Man, Soldier, Winter, you know, Hulk, Thor, Odin, whatever we want to call it, right? So I don't know. I like it. I dig this a lot. I think it's really cool. Yeah. All right. Very, very, very nice. Very, very nice. I am really appreciating this one a lot. Edge is great. Super sharp. Love the kind of a very even on both sides. You can see it feels like it was hand polished because it's a very polished edge. Something I would do on my KME sharpener or something. That definitely feels a little nicer for sure. There's no sharpness around the edges anywhere. I also think it's really great. Very comfortable. I don't feel like there's anything going to catch me. I'm going to get me, right? So I dig that. I dig all of that. All right, so that's a blade. That's how it opens and how it closes, the lock type, the materials. I love it all. I love it all. I think it's fantastic. I mean, it wouldn't be a Grail in my Grail of Grails if I didn't like it, right? I mean, so what's the point? I wouldn't still have it, but I do. All right, so what's the weight on this? I think it was it 4 ounces, 4.5 ounces, somewhere around there? 4.3 ounces, 4.3 ounces. It feels like it could be heavier, but it does. Feels like it could be a lot lighter, which is kind of weird to say. Feels like it could be mightily heavier, but it feels lighter. I don't know. Yeah, go with that. All right, what's the overall measurements here? This is 7 and 15/16. 7 and 15/16, so just 1/16 shy of 8 inches. Overall grip here, we got 3 3/4 of an inch of grip if you go just in here, but if you use the finger choil area, then you go up to 4 and I want to say 5/8. So definitely get you into a realm of big meaty fingers to big giant meaty fingers. You definitely have a lot of room. I like that. I like that. So, especially if you like the choked up position, which I think is cool. Overall length from the tip of the blade to back here, it's looks like let's say 7/16. It's 3 7/16 of an inch. That's the overall. Well, maybe we'll say 3/8. How about 3/8? Closer to 3/8. Overall cutting length going down here, we're just under 3 1/4, just under 3, but it's definitely over 3 1/8. So somewhere in between there, not quite one way or the other, but still very cool. All right, what is the blade stock thickness on this bad boy? If I can get it to stand up, might have to hold it. All right, so use my caliber, my Mituyo, my Mitu Toyo. Sorry, I'm not even saying it correctly. It's Japanese. All right, what are we looking at here? Overall blade stock thickness here. We're looking at 152.5, so 153 thousandths of an inch. So it's not a thin blade. It's definitely not thin. It's got some robustness, some character to it. Feels solid, but the hollow grind makes it super thin and super slicey, super nice. I mean, I could definitely shave my arms right here, right? I can definitely get rid of all that hair. No questions asked on that. Super sharp. And just strop it right up, and boy, it's right back to crazy sharp. Action is beautiful. Yeah, so what are we in? Are we in the budget category? No. Are we in the regular category? No. Are we in the higher end? No. Are we in the custom mid-tech? Yes. This is almost gets me into the wondering, do I have a... This is greater than $600, so absolutely. Makes me wonder if should I have a one that's greater than 1,000, because this knife is up around 1,000. Brand new, I believe they were selling these for $975, I thought, or $925, but then with shipping, it's close to 1,000, right? And if you have tax, then it's definitely over 1,000. I paid around that, right? And secondhand, so I was very grateful. I think I got real fortunate recently with a few Grails, where they had some and they sold them, and I was willing to pay a little over, because I really wanted a knife and I couldn't find it. And I happened to go where they had one, and voila, there it is. And it was the one I wanted, so I wasn't even going to question it, and I got it. So it made a fun purchase, but I did have to sell a few things to be able to cover this. So really excited that I do have it, though. I enjoy it. I absolutely enjoy it. I mean, I could almost do a video of the if I had 20 knives, maybe 20, 30 knives, I'd keep, and I didn't get another knife, I'd be happy. Yeah, I could do something like that. you know, or whatever, you know, along those lines. If you guys have some ideas, comment down below. I'd love to hear you. But definitely really stinking cool. Yeah. Is it EDC hard use a collection piece? Absolutely a collection piece. This is the definition of a collection piece. Now, for some people, this is a safe queen. Never use it, never touch it, keep it in the case. You know, maybe keep it, don't even deploy it too many times because that devalues it, which to me, it's like, why are you going to buy a knife and you're going to enjoy it if you can't enjoy it? So to me, the way I enjoy it is I carry it. If I like a knife enough and I like it, I'll carry it, even this. Now, am I going to go work in the yard and chop down wood and trees? No, of course not. No. Now, if I'm in a life or death situation, could this probably get me through? Yeah, I think it could. Would it probably damage the knife like it would any other frame lock? Yeah, probably. But would this knife become more meaningful because it kept me alive? Yeah, you bet you. I mean, you bet you. It would be a great story, right? It'd make the knife just have a great, awesome story. But just the fact that it's a Skiff Made Blades, and I really like this a lot, it has the best story of all that it's in my collection right now. So, and I have a little dirt on my knife. That's the thing about being so beautifully polished. You can absolutely see all of that. That's crazy. Anyways, yeah. So definitely a collection piece. Is it EDC? Absolutely. I EDC it. I do. I EDC every knife I own. I have one Safe Queen. It's my dad's knife he bought for World War II. It's really old pocket fixed blade, and that's my one Safe Queen. So there you go. But every other knife I carry, and I enjoy carrying this one. I really do. I have to go out of my way not to try to carry it too much because I could carry this for months. And all my videos would be about this, and people would be bored out of their mind and wouldn't stand it. But yeah, I could carry this almost every day if I had the choice. Absolutely. There's a few knives like that. I mean, I could carry this guy every day. Love my Brown Knives Mini FSD. This is also another one that's just really fantastic to carry. So yeah, there's several of these that I really do enjoy, and this is one of them. All right, so you know about this hard use. Relative. You could, yes. Could save your life, yes. Should you? Probably. It's up to you. It's your knife, right? You do what you want. But for me, yeah, I'm not going to do crazy hard use. I'll have another knife carrying with me. Overall design, handles, open and closing, textures, jimping, lanyard. There is a lanyard loop, and it does work. It's really, actually very elegant. It's nicely rounded. It's not sharp. It doesn't dig into my hand like Giant Mouse. Giant Mouse just kills lanyard loops for me because they're so uncomfortable. And every knife I've ever had from Giant Mouse with the lanyard loops, just one I wanted, but it just was so uncomfortable. And I got blisters, and I said, no, I'm done. Because I don't know if the ergos are just made perfectly for somebody else, but they're not made for me. They're made in such a way that I always get that, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But, you know, I'm not the knife designer, and I don't have to buy their knives, so there you go. That's why I really appreciate a beautiful lanyard. If you're going to do a lanyard, make it comfortable, make it beautiful, make it part of the design. And this does, look, if you look at this, it's a beautiful design. It really does work with this beautiful polished titanium backspacer. Yeah, I can't complain, right? So I think that's wonderful. The jimping, the lanyard, the backspace, the texture is just obscene. It's beautifully obscene how gorgeous this is. It's just fantastic. The milling on the lanyard, on the pivot screw is fantastic. Even the pivot collar, the wonderful shape of the flipper is fantastic. It works really well. The shape of the blade, the hollow grind, the choil, everything, just it all comes together really nice. And then the closing is just really nice, beautifully smooth. Opening it, access to the lock bar is, I couldn't ask for better access to the lock bar. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right. So overall feel, overall opening, closing, everything, it's stunning. If you're going to be a flipper only type of knife, this is how you do it. This is another great example of a well-executed flipper only kind of knife. I really like this. I think they did a fantastic job. So as a result of what's the fidgety goodness, there's really no other way for me to open this. I've tried to see if I can get it. I can't. There's no other way. It's flipper only, but it's done so well, I'm going to give it a 3. I know. Normally I only give it a 2, but I'm going to give it a 3. It's just really outstanding. The way it works together, flipping, opening, closing, just the whole experience, it just accelerates. It highlights it. It just makes it just seem that much better. And so as a result of that, I'm absolutely going to give that a 3. I feel like it's a solid 3. It's earned, right? So what's the fidgety goodness? Is it a B, C, maybe an A? Well, it's definitely better than maybe an A. It's an A+. It's an A+ with 100. So it's a 100. Again, this is how you execute this. Really outstanding. I am just over the moon, excited, love the design, love the feel, love the ergos, love everything about it. To me, it just pops. It's just exciting. It really is. I almost feel like there's a movie I saw where I don't know who it was, who the character goes, oh, it's Star Trek. Star Trek, where Scotty goes, now this is exciting, isn't it? It's like he's on the Enterprise. I don't know. It just makes me think of that. That's what this knife makes me think about. I don't know. It'd be cool if Steve Skiff Sr. was Scottish and he had an accent, or Irish or had an accent. I think that would be cool. Anyways, I don't know what he is, so I just thought it just reminds me of that. I'm sorry. I don't know why I went there, but there you go. A little free nerdism there. Yeah, so fidgety goodness, 100%. I love this thing. Is it recommended? Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely, 100%. 100% recommended. He's still making these. He's making some new models too. And I mean, this is the time to get them. I mean, the fact that he's able to make some more and they're out there, I'm excited. Super excited. The fact that you can even find them, right? So, oh, if you can get yourself a hold of one of these, I recommend you do. I really do. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Now, you've got to like the ergos. You got to like the look of it. You got to like the feel of it, right? If all that goes for you, you're going to love it. If it doesn't call you out, don't buy it just because I like it, right? Buy what you like. Love what you buy and buy what you love, right? And just because I'm all over the moon for it doesn't mean you should be. Now, he has different designs. Maybe one of those other designs, you're going to be like, whoa, yeah. Then that's the knife for you, right? I think he has another one, the Accomplice, or I know Tri-State EDC Cole, he got one of them recently, and I think he really likes his. And it's a Warncliffe one. And doesn't appeal to me as much as the Fugitive, but it's definitely cool. And I know because it's a Steve Skiff knife, Skiff Made Blades, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. So yeah, absolutely recommend it. And if you had any questions about do I like it, what do I think about it, hopefully I've answered your questions. If you have one, let me know what your thoughts are. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps out the channel, allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone out there who watches the channel, who likes the channel, who's part of the community, who comments. I appreciate you, every one of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, maybe hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. A big shout out, thank you to all my channel members. I appreciate you guys. You know who you are, and I appreciate every one of you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do some of these things I do now so early in the channel, and I appreciate you. You guys have encouraged me at times when I honestly didn't feel like doing content. Been overwhelmed. Recently, I had a huge project. It's just exhausting. We had my son's state band marching competition, a lot of things. And sometimes I just don't feel like, if I stopped, I'm afraid I would just stop altogether. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep going, right? I enjoy this. I enjoy the community. I enjoy you guys. And so I appreciate you guys out there for encouraging and supporting the channel and really allowing me to feel like, keep going, right? So thank you. Thank you to you guys. And because of your generosity, I want to be generous back to you. I want to do a once-a-month members giveaway. I try to find something nice that's exclusively just for the members. So if that sounds interesting, there is a link down below in the description. It has 3 different tiers to be a member. I'd love to have you. I'd be honored. Please don't ever feel obligated. Only do it if you want to. But if you do, thank you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Yeah, the other thing is I also like to give all brand new channel members a channel member sticker, a little thank you note. So email me with your name and address if you just became a brand new channel member recently and you've never gotten a sticker. Or if you were a channel member before and became a member and are a member right now, or if you've been a member all along and are a member right now and you've never gotten a sticker, email me as well. I'd love to mail you a channel member sticker, a little thank you card, not card, thank you note, just to say I appreciate you. Yeah, I do. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate all the viewers, everyone out there. You guys are amazing. I really am. If you're watching this video this far, then you're either stuck on the video and you can't get past it because you're doing something, or you're falling asleep and you're hearing me and I'm probably putting you to sleep, or you just want to hear the whole video and you want to hear me talk. And so thank you. Appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, so I do appreciate you. And I wanted you to know that the channel stickers are my small way to do that. Hey, if you found all of this interesting, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, right? I really would love to hear your thoughts. You can also check me out on Instagram over at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye. Oh, and I forgot to add this in. I'm probably going to edit this clip in. But here is a quick view of the knife. We're going to put this off to the side. Let's do a quick, nice gander of the knife. Get a nice close shot up here so you guys can see that. I felt like I missed that. Kind of highlight the hollow grind there and everything. All right, so then let's do the back here. Can we get that in there? There we go. All right, so let me zoom in here a little bit. I will, hopefully you guys can see that. Beautiful hollow grind, a nice big swedge, beautiful sharpened edge. There's that fantastic pivot. Look at that milling and the detail on that. The milling on the scales and then the anodization that's in there. Really, really gorgeous. And then look at this back spacer. Very detailed back spacer. Beautiful milling, nicely shaped. Great for a lanyard. Right, and then we've got the back over here. More milling, even milling into the little cutout part of the lock bar and the clip, all that stuff. I don't know if it matches perfect, but it sure does seem like it's close, right? I think that's amazing. And then we see the inside here. You can see some of the milling in there that's going on, milling in the texture. There's the 128, sorry. Yeah, and then we have the blade over here. Again, very minimal billboarding of any kind. You will see when I close it, there's the skiff, Steve Skiff right there, and that's about it. Right, and there's the flipper sticking out. Works really nicely, like that. And then we get kind of close. I'm trying to do this really close with the camera, sorry. I don't want to hit the camera. I'm trying to do this without hitting the camera. So there you go. All right. Zoom back out. All right, so hopefully I snuck this in the video. So if you see this and me saying I'm editing this in and out, here you go. That's what this is. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great week. Bye.